before we actually start the podcast. So, dude, what's the story, mate? That beard's looking very tidy.
Nah,
Ooh.
mate. Like, it's only a little bit of a regrowth. I haven't shaved in a long time. Same with the hair, so I got a bit of a fro going on. So I got to cut it all off.
Mate, don't they say that if you trim down the hair, you move quicker?
Well, for me, it's bad luck for me. I'm very superstitious, so
Really, really. What's
yeah,
what?
yeah.
What? Give me a superstition that you've got, like anyone that sticks out, like before
Oh,
games or.
well, the boys have been hounding me about getting a haircut, but I said I won't do it before a game. That's just the number one thing. It's got to be at least a week or two before a game,
Yeah,
and
totally.
then what's another one? Oh, I got a new one now. I got these special budgies I got to wear.
Oh,
From
mate.
the All Stars. Ever since I played the All Stars, I got to wear them every game. I have
You've
to. I
you've
freak
christened
out.
them. Yeah, totally. Dude, I was
Yeah.
actually just before this just before what we're doing here, I was listening to a podcast from the owner of Budgie Smuggler and listening to a
Yep.
podcast that he was doing. And it's just so good, the approach that they've got, where like they've kind of gone away from this whole men need to have this ripped six pack bullshit, right? And
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah.
it's just like the everyday Aussie dude that's like packing out with his little pigeon, and it's
Oh man, that's the best. That's the best. Ever since I've started wearing buddies, I can't stop wearing them. I love them.
what did he refer to the what did he refer to? Oh, he goes he referred to board shorts as curtains of shame. He said once you've worn the
Oh,
budgies and you free your legs, mate, you'll never go back.
that's it. Nah, never go back. Nah, I still wear the shorts, but I've got to make sure I wear the budgies under. So if
Dude,
anything, if shorts get ripped, they're coming off.
nah, fair. Hey mate, have you got a tip for tonight?
Oh, mate, me personally, I think our boys. I think our boys. I gotta go our
You
boys.
have
You know,
to.
like
I thought
have
that was
to.
just like a
Nah, have to, mate. Like nah, the boys are raring to go. We had training yesterday, captain's run, and they're switched on. They're on. So
Good
we're hitting
stuff.
our straps now, so it's good.
So where are you staying? Are you living down in the city now?
Yeah, mate. I'm in Western Sydney. I'm in Western Sydney, Blacktown. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I've been living here because I was. It was just easier for work, and
yeah.
at the time, and then I've obviously got the opportunity. Got called up to play first grade, so
Yeah.
yeah, I just stayed here. I enjoy it. My daughter started her school here. I don't want to move.
Yeah.
She's super excited for school, so
Yeah.
and she's comfortable, which is a good thing. That's why I said, "No, we're staying here."
Good stuff, bro. I like it.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we got a few boys coming in live, boys and girls. Hey, Tez. Hey, Marky boy. How are you, mate? Hey, Nico. We've got a few South fans in here as well, which is cool. Sammy, my legend. How are you? Hazza. How are you, my brother? Chris, how are you, my dude? We've got your boy here, Trey, and he's tagging in Kyle. And I reckon we've got a few guys here who are not saying hi to us in the comments. Anyway, we don't care because we're just going to get started on this. Hey, Trent. Hey, Jimmy. They're all here. Trey Simon, Deadly, Shaquille Mitchell. Oh, I like it. Uh,
young Trey.
all right, so I reckon we're good. You ready to rock and roll, brother?
Yeah, ready to go.
Cool. All right, let's do it. Guys, we're going to kick this episode off on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the Better Body Academy podcast. This is the podcast that you come to when you're sick of the dumb diets and unsustainable workout programs and you want to hang out with good-looking blokes like us. And today, I'm joined by a man who had his first game with the Indigenous All-Stars just recently. Made his NRL debut for South, a proud Indigenous man who joined our academy at about probably 175 kilograms, a loving father, a parent of 2 kids. You got another one on the way, carries a pretty famous name. It's our boy, Shakai Mitchell. Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Ah, pleasure to be on it, eh? It's
Mate,
awesome.
it's thanks for fitting it into your schedule because I know you're a busy dude, bro, and both for obviously footy and for kid reasons. So, mate, I'm going to go straight to the thing that I want to know. How was last weekend? Like, it's funny how it kind of works, right? You started, kind of serious footy with the Centurions. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
I played under 18s there, so SG Ball.
yeah,
That was my first official rep game there
yep,
at the moment at that time, and I played with the likes of young Jacob Little from the West Tigers, and also the two twins, the Safidi brothers.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
very good mates of mine. Played footy with them at the Centurions, and obviously they went a different direction. They went north to Newcastle, and I went. Me and Latrell went to the Roosters. So
Yeah, I love it.
no, that was our big break there at Central Coast. So yeah, Central Coast holds a big open wound in my heart. I love Central Coast. Lived there for 3 years and played there as well. So
Mate, I was so gutted that I couldn't. Obviously, I'm back in Vancouver now, and I wasn't able to get there. Clearly, but dude, I reckon the crowd would have been half your mates and family, right?
oh yeah, half for mates and family, and half for enemies as well. So I copped a fair bit. Mate, no, I love it. I love it. At the end of the day, like Central Coast was home for me and my family for 3 years, and we loved our time there. No, it was a good reception actually. To be honest with you, as soon as I stepped on the field, my big toe didn't even touch the line, and everyone started screaming and yelping. I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah, first game, so
What a rush! How good! I was
yeah.
obviously the video of Trell presenting you the jersey. That was such a cool video, and he was super overwhelming and proud. And he was talking in there about you in your post the other day that you first put a jersey on at 14 years old. Like, how did it actually feel? Like getting the jersey, yes, but actually like putting it on yourself. Like, how did that actually feel? Just realizing a dream for yourself.
Oh well, I'm still trying to find the words for it. To be honest with you, the closest thing I can get to is just relief. I finally lived the regret that that I've just been it's been killing me on the inside. My little brother played NRL, and then
Mm.
he's played State of Origin. He's probably one of the big. He actually probably is one of the big names in the game. And I watched him play, and I grew up with him, obviously. And now just to follow his footsteps in a way, because he's been following mine all our through our juniors, and
Mm.
it was just his turn to take the reins, and
Yeah.
and yeah, just to wear that jersey, it was just a dream come true. It
Have you
was
always been a South fan?
no, my old man's a South. He's South through and through. I was a top of the border. I had a really soft spot for the Broncos and Gold Coast Titans. I've always had a big soft spot towards them. They were
Nice.
my teams growing up because my favourite player was Petro Sinavasiva.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
um, he was my all-time favourite player, and obviously his best mate, his partner in crime, Shane Webke. So
Yeah.
watched them a lot. Yeah, they were my two teams that I really watched and had a really really big soft spot for. So yeah,
Oh, mate,
so I wasn't a
shame to
South
have to
fan, but
play for a big club like South. That's tough.
yeah, mate, South. I can't thank them enough. They gave me an opportunity when I was younger.
Mm.
I screwed the pooch on it. With got a little bit homesick. I was only 14, 15, coming away from Taree. Being a indigenous young boy, getting away from mum was a was a daunting thing.
Oh.
Going into all the city slickers and like the young boys that are my age, they were hitting their license and they were driving around in BMWs and I was just like, oh, is that your car? Was that your mum's car? He goes, no, that's my car. I'm like, oh, all right then. Yeah, it was just a completely different environment for me, and yeah, I got a bit overwhelmed and went home and yeah, ended up staying home for a while and then hit the Centurions. So yeah, that was the story about South. But I was always playing for South. I was playing for South when I was younger. I got for my first contract there. My first, official jersey was at South. That's where that photo came out when I chucked it on.
Yep.
But now just to play NRL for them, like to have my first game, it's just come full circle. It was
Yeah.
crazy feeling. Yeah, it was
It
that
is.
was a bit emotional. So yeah, it was good.
One of the boys is asking any chance you're going to pull on an Eagles jersey. I'll answer that on your behalf. Zero chance, dude. A lot of people have been inspired by your journey. I think that a lot of guys maybe see themselves. Like typically Aussie, right? It's the kind of underdog story, and we love that as Aussies. I bet
Yep.
you've also had a lot of like doubters as well. And you mentioned in your video that I think it was 3 years ago, your dream died and you went away from the game. What actually happened there, man? What?
Um, well, I wasn't in a good spot mentally, to be honest with you. That's the reason why I got onto BBA. Uh, mentally I was all screwed up, mate. Like I wasn't myself. Like I I was always getting chucked in the back corner with a lot of stuff, especially with my career, footy career.
Mm,
I was a very big, chunky lad going in there, and they always had doubters, mate, of me playing. And to get the news that I was 160 kilos at the time, and yeah, I was in a very bad way. Yeah, mate, I had a lot of doubters, no matter what. Obviously, the last name will tell you
mm,
now at the moment.
mm,
Um, yeah, I've copped it. I've copped it all my life. It's not a new thing, being in a country town in Taree, mate. Yeah, a lot of Indigenous boys get a lot of scrutiny. A lot of the boys probably watching now are from Taree. They'll tell you the same thing. And it's not just Indigenous boys as well. It's a lot of young fellas up there. They always get under the paint of the same brush if your family members a certain way, or your 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 background or your religion or something like that. It's just something's you're always going to have doubters no matter what. But I used to listen to them, and that's the reason why I got up to 175 kilos and didn't want to take
mm,
my shirt off.
mm.
And now I just tell them now and no,
Get
that's
fucked.
all I say now.
That was the question I was going to ask you. So was there a link between how you were feeling, kind of mentally, and putting on weight, or were you always carrying weight?
I was always a big lad. I was always a very big lad. By the time I was a little chunky fella.
Mm,
When I was younger, got about that in '09. So probably I was about 13 at that time. I ended up having my growth spurt, and I had a growth spurt before everyone. By the time I was 13, I was already 6'1", so I
mm,
was tall, and then I started getting fit and looking good. Thanks to water polo, anyways. Anyone's would play water polo, that's the best sport for fitness,
We've got a
anyways.
couple of guys actually that do,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, I played water polo, and that saved me with because I suffer with asthma as well, and that helped me a lot with my control and breathing,
Mm,
the fitness side of things, and I started looking after my body. That was at a young age, but the one thing that I ended up having a very bad injury, compound fracture, and dislocated my ankle,
mm,
and then I ended up ballooning. Then by the time I was 16, I was 125 kilos, floating around 130, and then went down to Centurions, stripped the weight off, went down to 117. So I was always a big lad. I was always a big human.
mm.
By the time I had to, like, a lot of the Tari files will probably let you know that I used to walk around with a birth certificate when I was young. I was 9, 10 years old playing against kids. My mum had to carry a
Show
birth
them.
certificate. So yeah,
Yeah.
show them that I was the right age. And yeah, a lot of parents weren't happy with me playing with them. So I ended up playing footy at my age group, and then played up as well, just to show them, like my age isn't is only just a number at the end of the day. And
Mm.
obviously I'm a big body and a big human, but I was a big softy too. So
Yeah, but there's a big difference between a play weight of 120 kilograms and where you kind of got to touching 170. So,
yeah.
so did that accelerate over a couple of years when you were feeling shit, or there was some depression popping in or whatever? Because I can remember when you first started with us, you had come a little bit. You were finding your way out of that, and you were
Yeah.
almost like it was almost that the mental preparation had been done, which set you up
Mm.
for a good physical transformation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, like it's a story that, like, me personally, I don't like getting into,
Don't need to.
but it's
Yep.
yeah, like it's a very came from a very dark place, mate.
Mm,
My daughter and my missus, and like my son wasn't born at the time. My daughter and my missus saved me, like
mm,
they especially my little girl. My little girl's my little guardian angel. That's what I call her now, and I've always called her that. And yeah, I just looked at her face and just said, "No, it's time to pull my finger out and
mm,
start doing something about it." And then yeah, like I was always weighing around at that time. I was weighing about 170, 175. but I'll lose 15 kilos, but then I'll put it back on. Like I
Mm,
couldn't get past that 15 kilo mark, and
mm,
I dropped all that weight, and then saw that the transformations that you were doing with a lot of the blokes that were before me, and I just said, you know what, I've tried everything. I've tried absolutely everything. I've tried keto. I've tried um, what's the other ones? I've tried
all the
vegan. I've
fasting.
tried all the fasting,
Yeah.
intermittent fasting, and like it wasn't working. Like it worked for a good while. Like I said, with the 15 kilos, but then I'll chuck it back on.
Mm,
Like I'll have a little weekend where I'm just going, you know what? Like I'm doing all this hard work. I'm gonna enjoy myself,
mm,
and then I'll enjoy myself more, and
yeah.
then more, and then more, and it came into a cycle where it's 15 kilos, and that was it, and it'll come back on. So
Yeah.
yeah, and changed the ways mentally was I just had enough. I just had enough. Absolutely feeling like shit. Like not just that. I was punishing my wife and my little girl. They were seeing me upset all the time, playing on the PlayStation all day and all night, and
Mm.
got going out and enjoying myself and being like an average Joe human being, go and enjoy the sun and being around people. I couldn't even stand in the crowds, mate. It was that bad. Like,
Mm.
couldn't
I
even
think
stand in a crowd.
it's super brave for you to talk about it, dude, because I think a lot of guys are in that position. And one of our coaches, Mike, he has a simple statement, which is you can't heal what you don't reveal. In other words, if you just continue to pretend it doesn't exist or that pain doesn't exist and you don't confront it, you're always going to be running away from it and pretending it's not there. And all you're actually doing is just pushing it below the surface, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's going to
yeah,
keep popping back up again.
yeah,
So, dude, I think to be able to kind of, I think for a lot of people, they have to hit rock bottom for them to be able to bounce back up again.
yeah,
And once you're in momentum and you realize, well, it can't get any worse from here. Now that's only north, and then we start going north, and you start to feel what north feels like compared to where you've been for a long period of time. That's where you can really get into momentum, dude. So that's what I see in you. Um,
yeah.
Mate, when did you kind of realize? One of the boys is asking, when did you realize, the NRL dream was a possibility again? Because I read that you were considering for a period there going over and trying your hand in the NHL or the NFL, sorry.
NFL,
Yeah.
NFL, yeah, yeah. Well, wasn't until last year, to be honest with you. I was in the BBA as well, so I had extra training with you, and also top of that, I was doubling up with New South Wales Cup training, so that's the reserve grade. Uh, didn't really make that decision until my first game of cup, and that was midway through last year. That was my decision. I just went to play football just to have fun, like just to
Yeah.
enjoy myself and build myself back up again and be me, be the Shaquai Mitchell that everyone knew back in the day, but
Mm.
obviously a lot better, a lot stronger, mentally like this a proud human, yeah, no, I didn't make that decision until I actually came back to play cup, and that took me let me say about good 5 years, good 4 or 5 years. So good 4 or 5 years, I didn't know what I was doing. I was playing footy still, but I was only playing football just to get me outside. To be honest with you, I wasn't
Dude,
really enjoying myself.
if I can interrupt, I remember the first time we spoke, um, you have grown so much in the last year, it's not funny. It's unbelievably, it's incredible. Um, in terms of becoming more self-aware.
Yeah,
Um, and I think like you kind of speak historically, like you're almost like an old head. Like I've done all this, dude. You're only what 26 or 27 now.
26. Yeah,
26, man. Like to
mm,
have this awareness and those life lessons and go through the ups and downs and then know that you've got your whole rest of your life, dude.
yeah,
It's fucking inspiring. Let's talk
uh,
specifically about your kind of approach to weight loss, because I think one of the things that was really good about your approach in the academy was that you kept it simple. So we had you training 4 times a week in the gym. We had you
yep,
tracking your nutrition, so you knew a little bit more about what you're eating. How
yep.
important was it for you to actually have a simple plan as opposed to like, oh, I've got to do all these things?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mate, I could thank you for that. You know, to be honest with you.
Mm.
It was a.
That's all right. We'll cut this bit out. All right, so we'll see if we can get the sound back, bruh. I can see you on the screen, mate. You're completely good, and we can cut this bit of it out. All right, so we can, if you want, mate, we can stop it and start it again. Yep, you're back. Yeah, you're back there, brother. We're back, brother.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I can hear. I can hear. Shaqy, we got you, mate. I can hear. Okay, take your headphones out. Take the headphones out. Does that work?
Oh no.
It's all right. Take the headphones out. Can you take them out? All right, so
Yeah,
guys.
they're out.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can't hear you. So you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
I can. Okay. Do you know what? Let's
Yeah.
that's fine, dude.
Give me a
Let's.
sec.
All right, so guys, we're gonna pause this one and start this again. Okay.